I remember standing in front of the mirror, shoes in one hand, curling iron in the other. The wedding was in 3 hours. I had the dress, navy chiffon, flowy but not too much. I had the earrings, silver drops, simple. But the hair, that's where I got stuck. Because at 64, wedding guest hairstyles for women over 60 aren't just about looking done. They're about finding that quiet balance between effort and ease. I tried pulling it back, too flat. Tried curling the front, too precious. Tried leaving it down, too everyday. And that's when it hit me. The styles I'd worn in my 40s didn't fit anymore. Not because I couldn't wear them, but because they didn't feel like me now. So I started asking around, friends, neighbors, even my stylist, what do you do with your hair when you're going to a wedding and you don't want to look like you tried too hard, but also don't want to blend into the background? The answers were better than I expected. Soft chignons, polished blowouts, textured pixies. Styles that honor our age, not fight it. Styles that work with gray hair, fine texture, and a lifetime of knowing who we are. And that's what this video is about. Whether you're heading to a backyard ceremony or a ballroom event, these are hairstyles for older women attending weddings that feel graceful, effortless, and true. So if you're looking for ideas that don't scream trying too hard, but still make you feel special in every photo, stick around. And maybe subscribe if you haven't already. We're not chasing trends anymore. We're chasing that feeling of walking into a room and knowing we belong. Style 1. The soft side bun, perfect for outdoor garden weddings. My friend Evelyn was invited to her grandson's garden wedding last spring. She called me the day before, half laughing, half panicking. I can't wear a fascinator, I won't wear a hat, and my hair refuses to stay up. What do women our age do when the wind blows and the camera flashes? I told her we twist it to the side, pin it softly, and let a few pieces fall. She showed up the next day with a soft side bun, nestled just above her right shoulder. Her silver hair caught the sunlight, with a few wispy strands left loose around her temples. It didn't look stiff. It didn't look overdone. It looked like her, comfortable, warm, elegant. This is one of those soft updos for older women that works with the natural movement of your hair. It's forgiving if your hair is a little thin at the crown. It flatters a round or oval face, and it holds up beautifully through a breeze, a hug, or a dance. If your hair is shoulder length or longer, all you need are a few bobby pins, a light hold spray, and maybe one delicate clip for sparkle. Let some pieces fall out. That's the charm. Perfect for outdoor garden weddings, daytime events, or rustic chic venues. Works well with silver or salt and pepper hair. Fine to medium textures. Style 2. The polished blowout, ideal for indoor formal receptions. There's something about hotel ballrooms. The polished floors, the crystal chandeliers, the way everything smells faintly like roses and champagne. You want your hair to match the moment, but not steal the show. When my cousin got married at a grand downtown venue, I knew a bun would feel too formal for me. And leaving my hair completely loose, that never sits right after the first hour. So I booked a blowout, but not the bouncy round brush kind that lifts everything 5 inches too high. I asked my stylist for something sleek at the sides, soft at the crown, and with just enough volume to keep my glasses from slipping. She smiled and said, "Ah, the elegant blowout for grown women. My favorite." And it was. My hair moved when I walked, but stayed off my face when I hugged. It framed my jawline. And in the photos, the shine from my silver strands looked like I had planned it all along. This kind of polished blowout for mature hair is the middle ground between effortless and elevated. It works especially well for fine hair over 60 that tends to flatten in humidity or under lights. Perfect for black tie weddings, evening receptions, and indoor venues. Best on shoulder length or layered cuts, silver, white, or softly dyed hair. Stylist tip: use a light mousse at the roots, a round brush for the crown, and finish with a shine serum. This isn't a blowout that says, "Look at me." It says, "I showed up, and I feel good in my skin and in my hair." Style 3. Textured Pixie with statement earrings. For minimalists who still want style. At a wedding last fall, I was seated next to a woman named Ruth. She must have been in her late 60s and had this silver pixie cut, lightly tousled, not too perfect. But what caught my eye were her earrings, deep blue glass shaped like teardrops, swinging just beneath her jaw. "I can't wear volume," she said with a smile, catching me admiring them. So I let my earrings do the talking, and it worked. That's the thing with short hairstyles for wedding guests over 60. You don't need a complicated updo to look elegant. You just need intention. If you've got a pixie, or you've recently chopped your hair short and are wondering what on earth to do for your niece's big day, don't overthink it. Add a bit of texture, maybe a light pomade or cream, and pick one accessory that says, "I'm here to celebrate." ... This look brings out cheekbones, frames glasses beautifully, and keeps the focus on your eyes or earrings. Perfect for women who prefer low-maintenance hair but want to elevate it just a touch for the day. Best for naturally silver or salt and pepper pixies, especially with soft layers. Stylist tip: rub a pea-sized dab of texture cream between your palms. Then press into the ends for natural movement, not spikes. When done right, short hair doesn't disappear. It sharpens. It doesn't compete with the dress or the setting. It just quietly says, "I know who I am." Style 4. Low chignon with a twist. For traditional or religious settings. Some weddings are grand. Others are quiet and sacred. My sister-in-law's ceremony was held in a tiny stone church in Vermont. The pews creaked when we sat. Candles flickered in the windows. And there was something about the whole day that made me want to feel composed. Not glamorous, not youthful, just quietly put together. So I chose a low chignon with a soft twist at the nape. No flyaways pinned down. No hairspray helmet. Just a smooth, side-parted gather, tucked in gently with 2 pins. And it held all day. Through to service, through the group photos, even through the 2 toddlers tugging at my skirt during the reception. If you're wearing glasses or have a delicate neckline, this style won't fight either. In fact, it frames both beautifully. It's one of those wedding hairstyles over 60 with glasses that's as timeless as a pearl necklace. Perfect for church or religious weddings, traditional settings, or when you want to look quietly polished. Best for medium to thick textures or hair that holds a twist. Stylist tip: use a side part to soften the front and tuck a pearl pin or antique clip into the bun for interest. Sometimes, less really is more, especially when it's done with grace. Style 5. Half-up twist with soft volume for when you want lift without the fuss. A few years ago, I attended a spring wedding in Charleston. It was humid, crowded, and full of hugs from people I hadn't seen in years. And let me tell you, my hair is not built for humidity. I didn't want to wear it fully up, but leaving it down felt risky. So I went with a half-up twist, pulling the top layers back just enough to lift the crown and keep my bangs off my forehead. It turned out to be one of the best choices I've ever made for a wedding. The twist gave my silver hair shape and lift, while the loose bottom stayed soft around my shoulders. It worked through sweat, dancing, and even a few tears during the vows. This style is perfect if your hair is thinning a bit or has lost volume at the roots, a common reality for women over 60. It adds height without teasing and creates a gentle frame for the face. Perfect for semi-formal weddings, outdoor or evening events, or when you want a touch of romance. Best for fine to medium textures, shoulder length, or longer hair. Stylist tip: back comb just at the crown before twisting. Then use a small decorative clip to hold everything in place. You don't need a full updo to look put together. Sometimes, just a little lift is all it takes to your hair and your spirit. At this age, beauty isn't about standing out. It's about feeling quietly certain in who we are, how we show up, and what we choose to celebrate. Every style we've talked about today, whether it's a soft bun, a blowout, or a half-up twist, isn't about turning back time. It's about honoring where we are now. Because hairstyles for mature women attending weddings aren't about trends. They're about moments. Moments when someone looks at you and says, "You look lovely," and you believe them. Moments when your granddaughter tugs at your arm and says, "Grandma, can I have sparkly clips too?" Moments when you glance in the mirror before heading out and think, "Yes, this feels like me." I'd love to know which of these looks feels most like you. The elegant low bun, the breezy half up, or maybe your own signature style that's worked for years. Leave a comment below. I always enjoy hearing how other women show up for these special days. And if you know someone who's been asking, "What do I even do with my hair for this wedding?" feel free to send this their way. Because styling our hair after 60 isn't about impressing the room. It's about walking into the room feeling whole. And that, in itself, is beautiful.